Hey Pisces, welcome to the Violet Flora Tarot. This is going to be your January 2026 tarot card reading for the collective Pisces. We're going to tap into a couple different things. We're going to tap into your overall energy right now, your love life, career, money, all that good stuff. So let's jump in. Okay, so this is for the collective Pisces. What is Pisces? What's their overall energy right now? Let's see what energies you might need to be alerted to. Let's say Pisces. All right. Transformation. Okay. The number 13 could be significant. And then we have material and spiritual prosperity and suffering in silence. What's that about? Bottom of the deck, we have new beginnings. I feel like that's significant for some reason. All right, let me tap in. Let me get some tarot messages. Let's see what tarot has to say for Pisces about transformation, material and spiritual prosperity, and suffering. Why is that there? Okay, so I think for some of you, this is like a spiritual awakening that's led to the transformation. I think if you've been in the dark about like your spiritual gifts or your intuition, I think that you have possibly tapped into ways to connect with it more, or you've been like manifesting this spiritual awakening for a while. Okay, let's see. Material and spiritual prosperity. Okay, let's see. We have the Queen of Swords, the Two of Cups. Bottom of the deck, the Ten of Swords. Okay. I don't know why I feel like saying this, but I feel like some of you may have dealt with a lot of gaslighting from other people about things that you have picked up on, things that you know to be true. And I feel like there potentially could have been people around you who really made you doubt yourself. That's what I'm picking up on strongly, especially with that suffering in silence. The Queen of Swords with the Two of Cups, I think you are the Queen of Swords here. I think this is you not taking anyone's crap anymore, right? Like what you know to be true, I think you're going to stay really grounded in that. And this is almost like you're speaking your truth without apology. You are possibly cutting ties, it might be painful, but cutting ties with people who caused you pain or made you question your own reality, or even like just your own intuition, right? And with the Two of Cups, this is, I think it's part of the material and spiritual prosperity of like you connecting with people who are more like you. This could also be you getting more into the spiritual field, right? Whether that's like taking classes, learning tarot, right? I'm picking up on that. All right, suffering in silence. What's going on with that? Let me get a few cards for that. Okay, we have the Star and the King of Swords. And the Seven of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. All right. Bottom of the deck is the Five of Swords. I think that the King of Swords is a representation of following the norms, right? Or being taught to ignore your intuition or ignore those spiritual gifts and do what everyone else does, or focus primarily on logic. But something has, like, with that transformation card, like there's been this like awakening for you, and you are finally tapping into, not only are you tapping into your gifts, but you're also realizing it. You're recognizing your worth and your talent as well, especially if you have a history of ignoring that, right? The Five of Pentacles, you know, perhaps you are around people where you feel really different and it leaves you feeling left out, or like you potentially have been connecting with the wrong type of people. But with the Seven of Pentacles, like, I think you're really assessing, like, okay, now that I recognize these gifts and I recognize what path I want to take on your spiritual journey, who do you want around you? Who do you not want around you? And then how are you going to kind of step forward with this new way of being and this new way of going about things? I feel like I want to get you some advice here. For some of you, you may have felt like you really had to defend yourself in a lot of situations, emotionally and verbally. Let's get some advice. Yeah, you're going to have to ignore people, I think. You're going to have to ignore like the noise. But I also think that this is you have really caught yourself ignoring your gifts. And you're not doing it. You're stepping into more stability in who you are as a person. For some of you, your money could be also improving. I love the King of Pentacles in a money read. But you're ignoring like the noise. You're ignoring people's harsh judgment, right? That King of Swords, he can have harsh judgment, right? He's not the warmest guy. Let me get one more card. Yeah, the Ten of Swords again popped out. It's like, it's done. This is like, there might have been some painful endings, and for some of you, it may have been like abrupt, where realizations of, wow, like this person is not for me, or like this way of doing things is not for me, and the end of you not trusting yourself and not living in alignment. That's powerful, Pisces. That's really powerful. All right, let me see here. I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to put these over here, actually. We're going to tap into Pisces love life. I'm going to start with my single Pisces first. So let me shuffle these up good. What is coming in for my single Pisces in romantic love? Okay, we have the Chariot. I don't know if some of you, this has nothing to do with romantic love, but for some of you, you may have been contemplating about getting a new car or making changes to your car. Okay, so with the Chariot though, there's some movement. If there's been stagnation, I feel like the energy is kind of moving forward. You have the Wheel of Fortune, Three of Wands, and the Four of Swords. So I think you've been really, really patient. Temperance and the Three of Wands. Pisces, I feel like your ships are about to come in. This might be after a period of like resting. If you're dating and you're out there and you're out and about, or maybe there's also some grief or sadness about your singleness that you've kind of had to like recenter, readjust, and maybe even heal some wounds yourself. I feel like now like things are turning for the better. I think that if you've been putting work in yourself, and if you've been putting work into putting yourself out there exactly how you want to, I feel like there's going to be this shift. Let me get some advice for my single Pisces. Let's see. In romantic love, single Pisces. Some advice for them. Okay, the Four of Cups, the King of Pentacles, and the Sun. And I want to pull this one too. The Seven of Cups. You know, for some of you, I feel like maybe you've had options, but they haven't been ones that you've been super interested in with that Four of Cups. Or, so yeah, for some of you, may have like a lot of options that you're not into, or the options that you were given were just like, were not for you. But for those of you who are out there ready for a partner, we have the King of Pentacles and the Sun card. So this is like happiness on the horizon. This is a stable partner who wants commitment. Let's see. I'm going to get one more card. Yeah, the Three of Cups. So this is like going on dates. This also could be someone possibly coming in that you have a lot of fun with. Maybe you guys have similar interests, similar way you like to spend your weekends, your evenings, stuff like that. But I think you're going to be really, really satisfied. Some advice, though, with the Queen of Swords. There she is again. You're not taking anyone's crap anymore. You're not saying yes to things just to be nice, or, you know, because you're afraid of being mean. And, you know, for some of you, there might be more than one option for you. But I think that there's positive changes coming in for you. It's being patient and make sure that you're doing the work on yourself so you're ready for that healthy partner that you've always been waiting for, you know? Okay. I'm going to get... I'm going to switch decks, actually. I'm going to get Pisces career energy. I'm going to switch decks. Okay. We're going to do job, money, career. What does Pisces need to know in their job, money, and career? What's going on for them? What's coming in? Let me pull this card. Oop, we got two. All right, we have the Seven of Wands, the Three of Swords. Okay, lots of stress here. There could be a lot of stress at work, especially like sliding into the new year. There's something that's been like weighing on you and causing you, could be like a lot of anxiety, could be like heartbreak, but sometimes the Three of Swords can be so much anxiety that it's putting you in this like deep state of just like feeling like everything is just not going the way you need it to go. But yeah, the Seven of Wands, you're fighting off like a lot of battles, the Lovers. I'm happy to see that there, a positive card. All right. Why is the Lovers there in Pisces, job, money, and career? I feel like this is like work related. Okay. Ooh, okay. Pisces, you have the Wheel of Fortune, the Page of Pentacles, and the Sun card. I'm going to pick these two. 10 of Wands and Justice. Okay. So the 10 of Wands, right? That's all that stress that you could be dealing with, right? Or have dealt with. If you put a lot of work into something, I think that this is things balancing out. So if you've been overworking, this is probably a time where you might be able to have a little bit more downtime and rest. Or you might actually be able to like reap in the benefits of whatever it is that you've been doing. Because the Page of Pentacles, for some of you, you could be getting paid for this thing that you've been working on. Maybe it's like a new project at work or like a business thing. So I'm getting like blood, sweat, and tears that you've put into this. It's been a lot of work, a lot of work, but I think it's paying off big time. Like I'm getting like emotional fulfillment. This is also the energy of like getting paid to do what you love. So also for a small portion of you, what I'm getting is if there's a side project or a passion project that you've been really thinking on, I feel like this is a message to go ahead and do that. Especially if you've been stuck in that Seven of Wands, fighting off all of these responsibilities and burdens. It's time for you to like tap into your passion again. I like that for you, Pisces. I'm going to get you some overall advice. Let me shuffle this up. I'm going to get you just Pisces, just overall advice for their January of 2026. And then we'll pull you an oracle card. Okay. I'm going to pull 3 cards for Pisces. Overall advice from my Pisceans. Okay. King of Swords. 6 of Swords. And the Page of Wands. Yeah, I think that this is the 6 of Swords. You're moving away from any mental anguish that you've been dealing with. This could also be like a person. The King of Swords could be like a bad boss or someone in your environment where it could be a lover, family member. For some of you, I'm getting a boss. That's just like not the easiest to work with or be around. Like maybe like there's some rigidity that you're kind of, if you're tapping into your own passion and your own gifts, right? You're able to be more creative, more free, experience more joy. And with that Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, it's more stability, feeling grounded, feeling like you're able to nurture your gifts, right? The spiritual gifts, the creative gifts, maybe for some psychic gifts, right? Pisces can be very intuitive. So I think this is also learning healthy ways to shift your focus mentally, because I think that there's a calmer future for you. Amazing, Pisces. Let's see. I'm going to pull you an Angel Oracle card. Changes. 454. Embrace the change and take courageous steps to unlock opportunities for personal growth and spiritual transformation. Transformation was at the beginning of the reading. I love that. It's amazing. It's incredible. Yeah, manifest your dreams. 456. You have the power to make things happen. It's time for you to take action with faith and confidence, knowing that your angels are guiding and supporting you every step of the way. This also, I think, is a message to you, Pisces. Connect with your guides. Connect with your higher self and your higher power. All right, Pisces. I hope you have a great week. We'll talk soon, okay? Bye. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.